they come up with an emergency power that the president says he has, and then dare the courts to try to stop it.
Back in 2015, ban all Muslim travel to the United States.
It's racist.
I was just going to say, it's rooted
racist.
in racism and xenophobia.
Yeah.
A little bit of misogyny possibly in there, or sexism in there as well.
Okay, we have some more racist immigration action from the Trump administration. I know, surprise, surprise, but he now is moving to remove green cards from holders specifically in countries predominantly populated by brown people. If you can, leave us a like on the video. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, and let's hop right into the madness with some fact checks ready.
Trump's MO since coming into the political arena has been going after Muslim immigration. Remember, he talked about back in 2015, ban all Muslim travel to the United States. That was back in 2015. He, of course, had an executive order back in 2017 that going after Muslim migration, it was struck down by the courts and he had to revise it. It was allowed to stand. This is much different. What he's talking about here is, Kristen noted here, he's going to re-examine green cards for 19 countries. As you can see on your screen there, the 19 countries from African countries, Middle East, some in South America.
And again, as you look at the list of countries, you notice a pattern pretty clearly. Now, Trump has always obviously been an Islamophobe. This has never really been something for debate, but this is taking it to another xenophobic level of just brown people writ large. All of these countries are predominantly brown populated. There's not a single white majority country on this list and not a single European country on this list. Haiti on this list is experiencing a worsening humanitarian crisis. Sudan is experiencing a US recognized genocide. Yemen has maybe the worst humanitarian crisis on the globe. Like on average, a child in Yemen dies every 10 minutes. Cuba, Somalia, Eritrea, all devastated by poverty, humanitarian crises, starvation, all of this. But remember when Trump was then expediting the white South Africans, the administration's line was concern for humanitarian crises and genocide. I guess that only extends to white victims though, huh?
Green cards, you're here legally. This is legally issued by the government. You are legally allowed to be here. Can they actually do this?
Well, they'll certainly try. And look, we've seen them do this before where they come up with an emergency power that the president says he has, and then dare the courts to try to stop it. And so what we expect, obviously, with this is that they're going to run into the same trouble that they ran into with the Muslim ban. In the end, they were able to basically make that legal by admitting that the rights of people who are permanent residents matter, right? It's not just U.S. citizens, but there are rights that come with being a permanent resident.
I mean, first and foremost, this highlights how the do it the right way was always a bullshit excuse from racists who wanted to do racism. It was never about that. It's just more so the lowest hanging fruit or the easiest to target first and get support. It's your foot in the door, right? That's why I always say when fascism tries to get its foot in the door, when oppressors try to get their foot in the door, you shouldn't let them do it just because you're not the current target. You never know when you will be, because now even those who did everything right are under fire, under threat of being sent back to war, into genocide, into imminent danger for them and their families, pro-life party, mind you, all because they're the wrong skin color or the wrong religion or were born in the wrong country, again, despite doing everything right. This is a stain on America's legacy that we might never get rid of.
He said refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. He said that there are Somalian gangs looking for prey. As he said, people are staying locked in their apartments. He called the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, quote, seriously. He went on to call Ilhan Omar the worst congressman/woman. He ridiculed her for wearing a hijab, and she said that question about whether she's in the country illegally.
Yeah, a lot of that is problematic.
It's racist.
I was just going to say, it's rooted
racist.
in racism and xenophobia.
Yeah.
A little bit of misogyny possibly in there, or sexism in there as well.
And I mean, we've reached a point that I am more than comfortable saying this for MAGA to still be supporting this for any reason, right? Oh, I got my tax cut, so who cares? Oh, I just want to vote against Democrats. They're worse, they're evil. Oh, but whatever, right? If you're openly turning your cheek to this level of blatant racism and sexism, you are racist. You are sexist. You too are a bigot, right? To be anything but vehemently anti-bigotry is bigoted, privileged behavior. And to then openly support it, to vote it into power with fair warnings. You were warned. You can't say you didn't know better. And to then just shrug your shoulders at the result is downright unforgivable. And I work in the disabled community, to be personal for a second, and I am appalled that in 2025, we have the man in the highest office in our country, supposed to be a role model to all, saying the R slur is an insult. This is disgusting. Anyone behind this is disgusting. And frankly, I'll never forgive any MAGA ever, because when people show you who they are, believe them.